it in, and there's the goal from Pedro!
It's sports on 32 FM 94.9.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to 94.9 32 FM. And this is that moment where we'll give you all the headlines from the world of sport. We call it Scoreboard Reloaded. In the morning, it was covered in 15, and Scoreboard Reloaded is here, where we'll give you all the headlines from the world of sports. I am Peter Omo. On the show this afternoon, we'll take a review of what happened over the weekend in the world of sport. Now, when I say sports, so much happened in the world of sports. So, in terms of tennis tournament across the I won't say across the world, because let me just put a focus on Asia, Qatar, where we've got tournament happen in Dubai, 250 ATP, 250 WTA, and of course 1000 ATP going on in Doha. And of course football on the continent of Africa, the CAF Champions League, the CAF Confed Cup, the MPFL game back home. Wasn't a good weekend for some. And of course club football, European club football, the top 5 leagues, and it was win for the teams who are top of the table before the games over the weekend. So for Arsenal Football Club, for INT'L Milan, for Bayern Munich, for Football Club Barcelona, they all got a win. And of course for Paris Saint-Germain, they all got a win in their chase for title. DOLAPO is here with me. DOLAPO will help us break down some of these headlines from the world of sport and dimension some of them. Some of these things will get us argued. DOLAPO, is a pleasure having you with me in the studio. Let's get it started. Let's start with England, because I know some Arsenal fans will still be saying, Liverpool, you didn't do us well over the weekend. 2-1, they lost at Anfield to Manchester United by 2-1. And for those who think this league is over, it is not over, DOLAPO, because for me, I like it this way. I want City to win, because I don't want that gap to be too much. I want to enjoy more of European football. DOLAPO, it's a pleasure having you.
Good afternoon, Peter, and good afternoon to everyone who has joined us on the show this afternoon. Well, from England, it was a shocking performance yesterday. The first 70 minutes of that game at Anfield was something I was watching, and I was telling someone I was watching with an Arsenal fan as well, and we're talking about probably for Arsenal Football Club, since the game is continuing this way, they would just want the game to end as a draw. They would want it to end this way. But then that beautiful free kick from Dominic Szoboszlai, that was very, very, very beautiful to see from Szoboszlai. He has been very good for Liverpool this season. I think this is his third free kick or fourth one he has scored this season. But the one yesterday was,
I remember one in the Champions League, one against Arsenal, one last night.
Arsenal. There was one again when Mo Salah played. I'm not very sure of that game, so I can remember 3 vividly now. But then the one yesterday was very interesting to see. But I still don't know what Liverpool were doing defensively in that game yesterday that made them defend that way. The way they defended the 2 goals Manchester City scored, the penalty and the first goal as well. Bernardo Silva's first Premier League goal this season, and that was surprising because after 25 games, Bernardo Silva just scoring his first goal. That came as a bit of a surprise to me. But then for Manchester City, they kind of shown one thing they've always done over the last few years, which is trying to perform when it matters the most. Because for the first time since the 1963 season, Man City have completed a double over Liverpool. That is beating them home and away. It has never happened since for 91 years now. City have not defeated Liverpool home and away. And even since Pep Guardiola came into England, this is the first time he's beating Liverpool at Anfield with fans, because the only time he defeated Liverpool at Anfield was during the COVID session when there were no fans at the stadium. So it is
and
always...
who won the league that season?
It was Manchester City. And even in 1963, when I mentioned that Manchester City completed the double over Liverpool, City won the league. So
does that speak about something?
Well, it speaks about a lot, but then you can also go into another stat and say, for Arsenal Football Club, when they finished the day with 9 points on Saturday, it was the first time since the 2003-2004 season when they won the league as well, that they finished the day with 9 points above the second place. So, so you can just keep bringing up these stats for different ways, and then it keeps on looking like this particular team will win it. At the end of the day, I think it is just a 2-horse race, like I've been saying over the last few weeks. Aston Villa is not in this. It is Manchester City.
Would you have said 2-horse race if they've lost yesterday, talking about Manchester City?
Well, I wouldn't have said that, but then I might have come on air to say it. Maybe outside, if I'm not in front of the mic, I would say it's probably not. But then 9 points in the English Premier League is not, with 13 games to go, is something that is easy to achieve one way or the other. We've seen teams fail to keep a 7-6 points lead. So, and then knowing fully well that this Arsenal side will still have to play against this Manchester City come in April. I think that will be April 18. It's a big day for football fans. I am thinking in my head that they would probably know the champion of the Premier League at Etihad.
Do you see the 6 points at that point in time in April?
Well, I think it would probably be either it stays 6 points or Arsenal keep the lead, maybe around 8 or 9 points. I'm saying this because I've looked at Arsenal this season. The first 2 games they lost. After they lost the first game against Liverpool earlier in the season, they went on an 18 unbeaten games run. After they lost the second one against Aston Villa some months ago, they went on the 12 games unbeaten run. And now, they lost the one against Manchester United some weeks ago, and it's now 4 wins on the row for Arsenal Football Club, and now 3 clean sheets on a row as well. So looks like they're getting things back. They know how to. They have this mentality Rodri talked about after Arsenal lost the league on the last day of the season in 2024. Looks like Arsenal have this mentality at the moment, and they are getting it done. For Manchester City, even though they won yesterday, I still find it hard to think this City can go on a 10 games winning streak. This season, I think the longest winning streak Manchester City have had this season is 8 games. I think so. I stand to be corrected, but I think the highest they've had this season is 8. So if you want to win the league, you need to be consistent by winning games. Keep on winning your games. For Arsenal Football Club, you don't need to put pressure on yourself. All you need to do is keep winning your games.
And that pressure will come on Wednesday if City gets to beat Fulham, and Arsenal will have to wait till Thursday night 9 to play against Brentford. That's a London derby. They're like, well, staying with all the permutation around the Premier League, Pep said after the game yesterday that both teams are still involved in all competition. Both play in the final of the EFL Cup in a few weeks from now. Both still going for the FA Champions League. Both still involved in the FA Cup, and of course still chasing for the title. So it kind of balances it all. There's no excuse for any of the team to say, you know what, I'm not involved in this, I'm involved in this.
Oh, well, it's balanced for everybody, but Arsenal still has the advantage if you look at that as well. Because City, at the moment, don't have the depth Arsenal have. They don't have the depth quality for quality that Arsenal have. At the moment, Arsenal can go into...
Yesterday, City played without Phil Foden. They play without Jeremy Doku.
For the past 2 weeks, Arsenal have been playing without Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard. Can Manchester City cope without playing with Gigi Donnarumma and Erling Haaland for 3 weeks? Can they? I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So, you know, like Toba was saying to me in the morning, and I also said the same thing to you, Sammy, is let's talk about 2 managers here on the show this afternoon. Liam Rossini and Michael Carrick. You know, for the fans, they're not looking at the Arsenal, looking at the Manchester City. Just do their thing. And the thing is, get a ticket to play in the UEFA Champions League. And that will gladden their hearts, because for Liverpool to have lost yesterday, Chelsea and Manchester United, congratulations.
Oh, well, for Liam Rossini, I'm probably surprised with what he has done so far in the English Premier League.
Wow.
Yes, I'm surprised because I didn't see this coming. The way he
same playing staff.
No, it's about the way he has set this team up to play. Under Enzo Maresca, Chelsea went on winning games on. You can see them go on 5-6 game winning run, and they won't lose games. He's doing the same thing now. But one thing I can see very well is the way he has bonded with this team. I was watching a video over the weekend when he was doing his press conference after the game, and the press conference after the game, and he was talking to the media. I saw Cole Palmer just standing there watching, and they both burst into laughter. Both of them were laughing. Almost, I think the same thing happened when João Pedro scored the brace against West Ham United. Yeah. Pedro was the one. During the interview, he was talking to the guys on the press, and then he was just standing there and was like, yeah, so laughing. So they have a good bond, and he's getting the results for them.
Because this you're talking about brings me also to Manchester United and Michael Carrick. Bruno Fernandes, after the game against Spurs on Saturday, said, you know what, we're enjoying our game. We'll get the freedom to play under Michael Carrick. It's not really putting so much pressure on us. Just go there and express yourself. Same also, you heard from Chelsea players saying, for Liam, also telling them, go there, respect yourself, and there's no pressure.
I think for Manchester United, it's simple. I said it here at the start of the season. They have the talents to make the top 4, especially if you are playing only in the English Premier League, in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. It's just about the way Ruben Amorim misused these guys. If these guys were not misused from the start of the season, we'll probably be talking about a 3-horse race now. That is the truth. Because if it was not that you were playing Bruno Fernandes as an 8, you are keeping Kobbie Mainoo on the bench, you are not playing a good attack, you are not playing anyone as the attacking midfielder, you are not using these guys where they are supposed to be used, you are not playing Amad Diallo as a wing back, Manchester United would have won many games this season. They have the talent, because if you have Matheus Cunha, who scored 18 goals in the Premier League last season, Bryan Mbeumo, who scored 20 goals in the Premier League last season, Bruno Fernandes, who we all know he can create and he can score goals, you have Benjamin Sesko in your team, you have Amad Diallo, who is very, very young, and then his future is bright, you can see it from him, and you are playing these guys the wrong way, they won't get you the result. In 4 games or 5 games now, Michael Carrick has come in, he has changed his style of play, he has started playing these guys where they are supposed to play. The only thing I know is different from what he has done is just playing Bryan Mbeumo as the number 9. And that is because of the pace this guy have and the way he has played so far. We saw the same thing with Thomas Frank when he was at Brentford, where he was also using Bryan Mbeumo and Jan Wissa, both of them interchange very well and playing that number 9 position, and he has been performing. So I feel like for these two coaches, they've come into the Premier League and they've performed really well. But then there is another person we are not giving due credit, and that is Keith Andrews of Brentford. At the start of the season, if you lose the coach who brought you back to the Premier League in Thomas Frank, you lose your captain in Christian Norgard, you lose your banksman in Jan Wissa and Bryan Mbeumo, and you gave the coaching job to someone who was just the set piece coach. And by this time of the season, Keith Andrews of Brentford have the same number of wins as Chelsea this season, the same number of wins as Manchester United, and they've even won more games than Liverpool Football Club, who won the league last season. For a team like that, I think he's doing a very, very good job for Brentford. And many people are not talking about these guys. At the moment, they look like a team that can probably, you look at them and you say probably they can just compete to get places in Europe at the moment, because you look at the table now, they are currently sitting 7th. Same number of points with Liverpool, 39 points. With Liverpool that spends close to £500 million over the summer, and a team that looked depleted at the start of the season. I was here at the start of the season saying Brentford, Wolves, and probably Burnley or Leeds United will get relegated. But now, eggs on my faces, this is where they are. They are currently sitting 7th, and if they continue this way, they might just get the Conference League ticket, and that will be very good for them.
That what just got me there, looking at him. Does it also affect you one way or the other? You got into the studio, and let's get your thought about some of the things we're talking about on the show in the last 10 minutes about European football, especially the English Premier League. What got you talking? Your high point, your low point. 0906 2009 0906 2009 and 0705 5005 0705 5009 and 0809 7009 705 5009. Just hit us and let's get your thought about some of these things we're talking about on the show. DOLAPO, let's talk about dismal performance from your club side, my club side. Don't tell me it's not Shooting Stars. It's Rivers United of Nigeria. They're not playing for Port Harcourt. They're not playing for Rivers people. They were playing for Nigeria. It was a dismal show, DOLAPO. Toba was helping me with the numbers on the show in the morning. He said they've lost 3 games, and of course 4 games they've been involved with. 5 games they've been involved with, 5. They've lost 3, they drew 1, and those 3 games they lost, was right here in Nigeria. We ought to be precise where they lost the game. And yesterday they lost by 5-1. Let's go take this call and see who is talking to us. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is 𝐒𝐿𝐿𝐿 Victor. I'm calling from Soka.
Okay, good to have you on the show. Let's begin in 1 minute.
All right. Quick one. I love the way DOLAPO analyzed this, particularly Manchester United and Chelsea. The players, they are enjoying themselves right now. And in fact, that top 4 is sealed already. Manchester United and Chelsea will be in the top 4. But as regards the title race, honestly, the pressure will be on Arsenal right now. The pressure is on Arsenal. Yes, everybody is looking at them as the potential winners of the league. In fact, some people have even handed the league over to them. But the pressure will be on them now. Knowing fully well that Manchester City, they are winning games that they are supposed to lose, or games that they're supposed to drop points, they won. So now the pressure will be on Arsenal. If they should drop any points in this midweek, they should just forget it. They should kiss the league goodbye. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Victor, for that. Just his thoughts, his perspective about the Premier League. If you also have yours, let's get your thoughts. 090620949 and 0705500949. 080970949. Let's hear your thoughts about the Premier League and, of course, some other leagues across the globe. So we're talking about the CAF Champions League dismay from Rivers United.
For Rivers United, I think it's not about Rivers United at the moment. It's about the NPFL. It's about the Nigerian League. And I'm saying this because Rivers United at the moment, I think they sit third on the Nigerian League standing with 4 games left to play.
Second.
They sit second now.
Yeah.
They sit second.
Same number of points.
Same number of points with the Ikorodu is top at the moment, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and they have 4 games in hand.
Yeah.
So we can say this is the best team in Nigeria at the moment, because if you have 4 games to spare and you have the same number of points with the team that is sitting top, you are the best.
Second, third, 41 points.
41 points, and you have 4 games to go. So you have 4 games left other than these other guys. That shows this team is the best in the league. And now, if the best team in the league was winning 1-0 against RS Berkane for 90 minutes, and at the end of the day, they lost the game. Against Power Dynamos of Zambia, they lost 1-0.
That you thought they would do the double.
Yeah. The team we were talking about, and we say this team would win against Power Dynamos of Zambia. They should be able to win. They lost to them 1-0 here at home. And yesterday, at halftime, Rivers United were leading 1-0. And in the second half, they considered 4 goals, not 1.
2 in 5
not
minutes.
2.
2 in 5
They considered
minutes.
4 goals. No, that is shame on the Nigerian League. I think at the moment, we just need to tell ourselves the truth. This is not how a league is run. This is just telling us how bad our league is. The champion of last season currently sits 19th. They played against Mamelodi Sundowns here at home and they lost 7-1.
To even think that the one we tag as the whipping boys, with all due respect to the Zimbabwean side, they won against IS Buchanan yesterday by 2 goals to nil.
They won 2-0. At halftime of that game, they scored the first goal, and I was telling Samis here on Saturday, and I was like, they will score back. I was thinking how Berkane will score back. And then they got the second goal. They could have won when they played against Rivers United at home. It was just that the Rivers United goalkeeper was so good in that game, and that was the reason why Rivers United finished the game goalless. And when you look at the table now, Rivers United have scored 2 goals in this year's CAF Champions League in 5 games, and they've conceded 10 goals. I'm looking at every other team in this CAF Champions League this season, and no team have conceded 10 goals. The other teams have considered 7, 6, 4. Those teams have considered more goals. Only Rivers United have considered 10 goals. And you look at every other teams as well. Only JS Kabylie have scored 1 goal. Only JS Kabylie of Algeria have scored 1 goal. So it's been a very, very poor outing for Rivers United. And I think now that they are out, they just have to play the last game. Pyramid at the moment have qualified. For Power Dynamos, they thought they saved a good job. Defeated Rivers United, got a draw in front of their home fans in a game where they probably would have thought they should have won, but then defeated RS Berkane, the one you probably think they won't beat, and now they go against Pyramids in the 3rd game of this competition. Pyramid have qualified. They've qualified already. Pyramid might decide to bench their boys, even though they are going away. But I think Power Dynamos might get something from this game. RS Berkane on their own end, they are playing at home against the whipping boys of this group. I won't be surprised if Rivers United take 5 goals to nil in this game, because they would want to win and keep a very, very good goal difference. At the moment, both sides, RS Berkane and Power Dynamos, are on -1. So for Rivers United, it's just about how many goals will they concede against RS Berkane next week, and it is just sad. For me, maybe, right, it's one more thing that makes me more sad is that there is a high probability that this Rivers United will be the same team that would go and represent us again next season.
Yeah, the way things are as we speak. So it's full time. The game between Wiki and Castina could not be completed yesterday, but that was completed earlier today. So it's 4-4. It was 3-3 when the game was abandoned. So it ended 4-4. I think I love that. 8 goals in a game in the NPFL is not what you see every season. But this time we got to see one in Bauchi. It ended 4-4 between these two sides. So talking about the NPFL, DOLAPO, and there were a couple of games yesterday. Shooting Stars, of course, come to mind. They lost to Queen Khalifa, a team that about 42 hours or 72 hours before that game, we thought they would not be playing the NPFL. But boom, they were able to take that game to Shooting Stars at home, and they won by 2 goals to nil. Nasarawa United 1-1 in Lafayette against Bayelsa United, 2 United playing. Plateau United 1-0 against Kwara United. Warri Wolves goalless against Academy Warriors. Ikorodu City 2-0 against Tornadoes, and that put them top of the summit. So for now, until Rivers get to play the outstanding game. Just win one of the outstanding games, DOLAPO, and Rivers will be back at the top of the table. But again, you talk about Rivers, so that how the league, the state of the league, so many things needs to be done. And maybe some Rivers fans will say, because they didn't play those games in Port Harcourt, they have to play them in Uyo DOLAPO.
It's not like that. It's just about Rivers United not being good enough. Even if you are playing in front of your own fans, if you are playing anywhere and you are winning a game, you should be winning 1-0 till the 90th minute. No matter where you are playing, it's on the ground of your own country. You don't lose that game. You don't win a game 1-0 at halftime and concede 4 in the second half. That is like, I said something on the game. I'm saying it here again now.
It's not that they are playing away from home, because I was looking at the few minutes of the game yesterday evening, and there were no fans.
It was not
like
there
you
were no
expect
fans.
them to play in Adokia Stadium, in Liberation Stadium in Port Harcourt.
Regardless, we don't play like we are the smallest side in Africa.
All right. Okay. So let's jump to some more going back to European football, but this time we're not going to England. We'll stay with the other 5 major leagues. Let's start with France, because it's unusual. When you have the biggest game in French football in Parc des Princes, Paris Saint-Germain against Olympique Marseille, 5-0. It doesn't speak of the rivalry between these two sides, DOLAPO.
No rivalry in France. I'm sorry. No rivalry.
There used to be PSG and Marseille.
At the moment, zero rivalry. There is nothing like rivalry here. And I think for the hierarchy of Marseille, they need to look into what Roberto De Zerbi has done with this side. I don't think he's on the level where this team is supposed to be. At the moment, they are fourth. After the huge amount of money this man has spent. He has bought, even Paris Saint-Germain didn't spend up to the amount of money Roberto De Zerbi have spent. And at the moment, your team is losing 5-0 to Paris Saint-Germain. Okay, even if you lose 5-0, which for me is unacceptable, for the amount of money you've spent and the type of players you brought into this side.
Yeah.
Is unacceptable. But even if you lose 5-0, you shouldn't be third. You shouldn't be fourth. You're sitting fourth at the moment, and Lens is currently second. For Olympique Lyon, there is the jackpot with bringing in Hendrick. Since he came in, things have changed totally for Lyon. And at
he
the
got
moment,
sent off in that game.
Yes, he got sent off. But then, at the moment, they are third. And you look at the way Lyon have been performing before Hendrick came in. Lyon were totally inconsistent. This week, Lyon wins. Next week, they draw. And the next 3 games after that, they lose. But since he came in, things have changed a bit for them. And that is the reason why they are third. For Lens, they are doing what many people would not have expected them to do this season. They're doing the same thing Brest did some years ago, where they performed really well in the French League 1. And probably we'll be seeing Lens in the Champions League next season as well.
Yeah,
for
like
PSG, they should just keep playing the young boys in the league and focus on the Champions League. Nobody is up to their match in the French League 1.
And in the Champions League, they come up against another French side, Monaco Football Club. The club is based in Monaco. So talking about champions, how they fared, teams sitting top of the table. We've spoken about Arsenal Football Club. We've spoken about Paris Saint-Germain. And of course for Inter Milan to Sassuolo, where they won by 5-0. They're saying, cash me if you can, for AC Milan, for Juventus Football Club, who couldn't get a win against Lazio. And of course for Napoli Football Club, the champions of the Italian Serie A.
Well, for Inter Milan, I think they are showing their superiority over other teams in the Italian Serie A this season. They've been so good over the last 5 games now. They kept on winning, and this is one thing you don't really see very well in the Italian Serie A. Seeing a team win 5-0, seeing a team win 4-0. But then their last 3 games now, you've seen them play 5 games on a row now, and they've not conceded in any of these games. For Inter Milan, they've been so good. Yesterday as well, De Marco was so good, created 3 assists in that game. And for Lautaro Martinez, the goal he scored, making the top scorer of all time for Inter Milan. That man has been there for a while now, and he keeps on giving them the good performance. With the way things are, at the start of the season, I was thinking AC Milan will win the league. But with the way things are at the moment, yes, I know they have a game postponed. The game against Como is postponed.
Yeah.
But did I really see them winning that game against Como? Even at the end of the day, when they play that game, I'm not really sure they can win that game. At the moment, they are 8 points behind Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Only if Inter Milan failed to learn from what happened to them last season, when they had to put all of their focus on the Champions League, and then at the end of the day to lose 5-0 in the final. If the same thing did not happen this season, they keep their focus, try to focus on every competition differently, and play the game as it comes once in a week. I think for Inter Milan, they will probably win the Italian Serie A this season.
You know, Napoli, they don't have any form of distraction when they won the league last season. AC Milan, I thought, with no distraction, with Andrew Rabiot, with Luka Modric, with Rafael Leao and Christian Nkunku joining. I just thought probably they'll cruise to the league, but for now, Inter Milan is saying that won't happen. And probably good news that come next season, 26-27 football season, we'll probably be seeing Champions League football at San Siro, where Inter and AC will be involved in that one. DOLAPO, let's wrap up with one more in terms of Spain. Same of the same, but not for Atletico Madrid, who lost at home to Real Betis by a goal to nil. A team they were beating well in the Copa del Rey a couple of days ago, and we're here talking about Ademola Lookman having a debut season with Atletico Madrid. But last night they scored, but the goal was disallowed. They lost to Betis from Seville by a goal to nil.
I would have been surprised if Atletico Madrid won that game yesterday. I would be very surprised.
If who had won?
Yeah. If Atletico Madrid had won.
Why was a bit surprised?
Because
5-0 in the Copa del Rey.
That is the major reason why I would have been surprised if they win. Because for Real Betis, playing that game, the game they lost in the Copa del Rey, I was surprised they lost 5-0. I probably thought, okay, Atletico Madrid would qualify here, probably go to the penalties or something. But everything changed. Ademola Lookman changed a whole lot of things for Atletico Madrid in that game. They played really directly and they were able to score 5 goals in that game. And that was the first time since 2024 or 2025 against Frankfurt, Atletico Madrid would score 5 goals. Yesterday, Real Betis came in to play with the vibe of, you guys defeated us 5-0. Here you are going nowhere. They decided to stop everything Atletico Madrid were trying to do. And for Diego Simeone, you defeated a team 5-0, and you expect their coach not to work on the way he set up his team, because he was trying to play the same thing he did in the game. Immediately I saw the lineup, I was saying Atletico Madrid is not winning this, and that was what happened at the end of the day. You saw these guys have caught this thing we are doing, trying to change it. He still wanted to do the same He did the same thing he did when they played against Real Betis in the Copa del Rey, and that is why he lost the game yesterday.
One more piece of news before we go on the show this Monday afternoon. It's got to do with Chelsea Football Club. Leon was in the last few hours. I've said for Romeo Lavia is back better, but this time they're going to be careful how they manage the young Belgian. We'll wait to see. There'll be Premier League on Tuesday and Wednesday, and of course on Thursday. We'll be here to give you all of that when we come by his race, and that will be Scoreboard in 15 on Tuesday. When I've done this with DOLAPO, I am Peter. Almost standing by is the news, and Toba is there for that.